What's up, everybody? Tacoed here, and today I'm going to be presenting what I'm calling a mostly unnecessary tutorial. Today we're just going to kind of go through the unlockable diagnostic tools that are part of the game Car Mechanic Simulator 2018, which, if you know anything about the channel, you know that I've been playing this a lot for the last couple of years. Yeah, if you haven't really seen it or seen any of the gameplay, or maybe this is just something that you're interested in, you might be interested in to know some of the tools that are available. So that's what we're going to do today. I'm just going to kind of go over all of the diagnostic tools that you either get in game or can unlock as you go along. If you don't know what I'm talking about and you want to unlock tools within your game, that's done at one of these tool chests, and as you gain experience points and level up, you can take those skill points and put them into some of the different tools. For instance, you've got tread testers and all that kind of stuff, and then some tools are upgraded as you upgrade the size of your garage as well. So let's get started. The first thing I did was actually just kind of grabbed a car off of my order list, which is super easy to do. If you've probably seen this, you can just go to right click and go to orders and kind of choose any of the orders off of your list there to do. So that's what I did, and I grabbed this Lancer Evo 6, which is a cool car. It's not in great condition, and I already did the job that was required, which this one was just for brakes, so I already did that. So we're just going to show you what the different diagnostic tools are and what they measure. So one of the things that you can do first is go to overview mode, and that shows you a X-ray version of the interior components of all the cars and everything that's in there, and color codes the condition that they're currently in. So when you're fully upgraded in the game, you'll see that you've got a lot of parts that are just kind of automatically shown to you. And then as well, anytime you disassemble a part or take a part off a car, it will then tell you what the condition is and give you that color coding as well. So if you look closely here, you can actually see that I already did the brakes. They're all in green. I took the tires off, so they're in yellow, that sort of thing. So one of the first things you can do is kind of look there. As you level up and add skill points to the skill tree, more and more parts for every car that you bring in are just kind of automatically diagnosed, and you just get to see that. However, if you want to see more things, you certainly can. So the first one actually requires getting into the car and going someplace. So I believe this is like the first mission that you get. You have to get in, and it tells you to go to the test track in order to test the car. So we're going to do that. So that's the first diagnostic thing I think that's even available in the game is the test track, which is super easy to do, though it does not tell you in the game or the tutorial that this is what you have to do. So I think it did take me an embarrassingly long amount of time to figure this out. So anyway, you just get in the car, you right click and go to drive the car here, and then you're going to go to the test track, which is down here in the lower left corner. So I'm going to go ahead and do that. Test track, and it will actually bring up a list of the cars that you currently have in your garage. So for some of the mods, you'll find that they don't have like a seat structure or whatever that you can actually get inside the car. It is still possible to put it on the test track or take it to the test track. You just have to get in a different car and then choose the car that you're looking for, which in this case is this Mitsubishi Lancer 6. So let's go ahead and go there. My game does take a little bit longer to load because I have so many mods installed, and it's a little bit ridiculous. So if this takes much longer, we'll just kind of skip ahead. Okay, that loading screen took a little longer than I wanted it to. So anyway, the thing that we are on now is called the test path, or the test track, and this will diagnose some of the issues within the car, and you do have to do this, I believe, to get past the first mission. So yeah, on the test track, basically you just drive through the checklist there on the top left, and it's pretty simple. On keyboard, it's WASD, your basic driving instructions, and you just kind of follow the directions. You can hit C, which will change the view that you have of the car. This will either go straight to the back, or if you hit C again, you can actually kind of mouse around and see all the different angles if you want to. or back to the interior. I like this view, so I'm going to go ahead and do this, and we'll just drive through the test path. It is important to note for a lot of people that this game is not a driving simulator. It's not very good with car handling and all that kind of stuff. Some of the like you can shift, but it's a little wonky. The steering is kind of off, right? This is about taking the cars and making them better and fixing stuff, which if that's what you're looking for, this is definitely for you. So yeah, you just kind of follow the path around. So that's the slalom test, the acceleration test. We're gonna go over here to do the suspension test, which is this little row of bumpers here. Whee! That's kind of fun. Burk. And then you follow this path all the way around, and it's gonna take us back to where we're gonna hit the brakes, and that's the brake test. And then that'll show us all of the things. Oh, there's the grass. All of the things that this particular thing measures. So stop, and it'll automatically take you into your test results, and it should also take you right back to the garage. So here we go, another loading screen. That's a lot of fun. It should go a little faster this time. Maybe. It's always encouraging to hear the sound come up first. Little gears turning there, and nope, and here we go. Yes, here we are. So when you take your car to the test track and you drive it around that test, this is what it'll tell you. It'll tell you these things and the condition of these specific things in the car, which typically have to do with some of your clutch stuff and gear stuff, as well as a lot of your front and rear suspension, your gearbox, some of the hub bearings and that kind of thing as well, in the wheel well, in the wheel hubs, suspension, springs, all that kind of fun stuff. So I will let you read that. You can pause there if you want to and kind of take a look at what the test track diagnoses. And I'm going to close this, 27 parts in this particular car, and walk over here, and I'm going to right click and go to the overview mode again, and you can see that new parts are now highlighted in the car, mostly suspension and gearbox stuff, right, from what we just did. Alright, so that is the first diagnostic tool. The next one we're going to do is the test path, which here you're going to go to the car that you want to use. You're going to right click and go to move car. You're going to take the car and put it onto the test path, which is this one here. This, I believe, unlocks with your first garage upgrade. Test path, and it moves it automatically over there. The test path is located over here by the workbench in these doors, which need some cleaning up. And see how the car is already on the back of the test path there. And this is super easy to do. You just go to one of these diagnostic computers and just kind of left click it. Burk. Are you sure you want to proceed with the path test? And click yes. And it automatically puts you in the car and starts it up for you. And then you just press W, go forward onto the different parts of the test path. So here it says press and hold the brake, which is S on the keyboard. And it will do a diagnostic test of the brakes, which I already did the brakes on this car because that was the order. So again, move the back tires on there, press and hold the brake. You can kind of hear stuff happening in the background, and then we're going to do suspension. So this will take it up to the front suspension. And this is kind of fun too. It gets you to see the inside of the car. You can actually mouse around and see the interior design, that kind of thing, which is kind of cool. It's going to jiggle you around a little bit. Jiggle is a terrible word for that, but it's going to move you around and test the suspension, both front and rear. A little shaking, a little rattling, and then it'll give you this list here. So this is all of your rubber bushings, which is kind of nice. It's a lot, and your suspension and brakes, right? So I already did the brakes, so here's the suspension, rubber bushings, shock absorbers, that sort of thing. In this car, it's 61 different parts. Give it a quick scroll, top and bottom, and if you want to, you can kind of pause there and take a look, but if not, you know, whatever. So I'm going to close this, which will get me out of the car, and close the doors. See, now the car has actually moved down the test path, so that's kind of fun. Okay. I'm going to put this back in the parking spot we had it in. and we're going to go to some of the unlockable tools. So again, you can kind of go to your toolbox here and unlock some of these tools. So I'll show you what those are right now. Now, in order to use the unlockable test or diagnostic tools, you have to go and actually click into the hood, open the hood of the car and click into the engine, so it zooms you in here, and now you can use your examine tools. I guess that's what it's calling them in game here, the examine tools. So as you unlock the examine tools within your workbench, again, these become available, and you left click that and it gives you these 5 options. I think the first one is the tire tread tester, so we'll start here and just kind of go around. Tire tread tester is very simple, and to use them you just click them, and then you kind of get to see the thing, and it moves around. You can move your mouse a little bit and it kind of changes what it looks like. But there, tire tread tester literally just tests the tread of the tire, so that makes sense, right? Tells you that. Go again, the examine. Next one I'm going to use is the electronic meter. So again, you don't really have to do anything once you click it. It's just telling you whether or not, or what the measurements are for those particular components that you are diagnosing. So there it's telling us alternator, throttle, battery, radiator, fans, and housings in the starter, right? With that meter. We'll close that. And again, when you're kind of zoomed in or you're clicked in here, you can go to the examine mode, and things that you've now looked at, like the starter now and the alternator, are now highlighted in the color that they were diagnosed in, which is kind of neat. All right. So let's go back to this view, and I'm going to go back to my examine tools. The next one is a compression tester. Here we go. In order to use this, the car does have to turn on. So like starter has to be in there. There has to be oil in it. And that'll tell you your crankshaft, pistons, rings, and the block, whether it's getting compression, and what the current condition is of those parts. This is kind of useful if you just kind of have general engine issues and you don't know if you have to take apart like everything just to get in there, right? So the next one is the OBD scanner, which not all cars have this. This is just for modern cars, not for the older, mostly mechanical cars. So if they didn't have like a port in them in real life, they probably won't have a port in them for the game, so this would not work. So anyway, we're gonna go ahead and click that OBD reader, sit here, mouse it around so it kind of moves around a little bit, and there we go. This is what tells us spark plugs and ignition coils, in this case the ABS module, whether or not that stuff is working. Alright, and the last diagnostic tool here is the fuel pressure test, which is this handy little gauge. Sometimes a glare will get you. And there it's telling us fuel rails, fuel pumps, fuel filter, what the condition those parts are in. So you can see that the diagnostic tools are kind of fun. They're a little bit useful if you know what you're looking for. And sometimes they're just fun to use anyway, just to see more of the components and what they're looking like. Right, so we can go again to examine mode, and now we can see that more of the parts that we've examined are highlighted in the code that they're colored in. The other part that you can do to diagnose the part's conditions is to literally go into this examine mode and just hold the left mouse button, and it will tell you for certain things whether or not they're adequate, really great, or totally broken. Not everything is diagnosable this way. Not everything is diagnosable. So like this, the intake manifold is not one that is diagnosable with any of those things. Engine head cover is, timing cover, not exhaust manifold, and not most of your like muffler parts and that sort of thing. Are they all diagnosable in any form? So in some cases you will have to just take them off the car to find out what the condition is of those things. So there you go. That is all of the diagnostic tools that are available in Car Mechanic Simulator 2018. You're probably all smart, capable people, so if you have the game, I'm sure you've figured out how those work and what they're for. So otherwise, this has been a mildly, mostly not useful tutorial, but there you go. Those are some of the features that are part of the game, and it's a little bit fun to again add to the realism of what we're doing as we digitally restore vehicles if we can't afford to do that in real life, because that costs a lot of money. So next time when we come back with another one of these tutorials, I'll probably do another useless tutorial on all of the different tools that are available for like fixing or mounting or whatever things in the game, and we'll do that as well. So thanks so much for watching. If this is something that you thought was useful or fun or whatever, go ahead and throw a thumbs up in the comments. If you hated it, I guess go ahead and throw a thumbs down, also fine. What other kind of things are you kind of looking to uselessly explore within car mechanic simulator games, or any of the simulator games coming out here? There are some cool ones, and I'm excited for some of the stuff that I know is on the horizon, coming either from Playway or some of the indie developers. So that should be a lot of fun. Thank you so much to the modding community for giving this game so much life for me. That's really cool. Very great. Otherwise, we wouldn't have Lancers in game, which is pretty cool. And yeah, so I guess I'll go up here to my little couch area and sit down and, I don't know, play video games, I guess, on my, what is that? On my Predator? Yeah. There you go. You can't do anything with that. Anyway, thanks so much for enjoying, hopefully, this relatively useless tutorial on how to use all the diagnostic examining tools within Car Mechanic Simulator 2018. This is Tacoed, signing off. Oh hey, as a bonus, this is kind of useless, but I guess technically it's a diagnostic tool. Your car has a dipstick. All engines have a dipstick, which on this one can be found here. And if you click it, it'll tell you how much oil's in the car and show you if it's like dirty or not and stuff. So that's kind of fun. All right, there's your bonus. Bye.